I don't know where this came from. I have no idea. You have something where you just think about something and you're like, why in the world would I have thought about that?
Is it the binder that you just picked up? Is that where?
No.
You don't know where it came from?
No. I thought of something on the drive-in, and it has nothing to do with nothing, but I am going to lead the show. But it's loosey-goosey. It's Friday. I can do whatever the hell I want. But out of nowhere, I mean, left field. So yesterday on the show, I was telling you that for years when I stopped dipping, I would see dip in my head when I passed various convenience stores, right? Even 2 and 3 years after I had stopped dipping, my brain would be like, we could get a dip. And I would laugh at that. I'd laugh at my brain. I'd go, what's wrong with you? We haven't had one in 2 years. Why are we going to have one now? But it would go, but we could. And it would make me laugh. And then I would just drive on and ignore it. I knew where that was coming from. This is out of nowhere. It just completely. I thought about, what, you want to guess? You got no shot.
No. I don't want to guess.
There's nothing bad. You're worried I'm going to say something salacious. Not at all. I forgot they existed, and then in my head, I pictured it and went, that's right.
Cherry limeade slushy.
No.
Okay. All right.
But we would have been able to figure out the roots of that because we had talked about Slurpees recently.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, that's where that would have come from. No, this is different. I thought about, you remember this? I'm sure they still have them. I don't know. I'll have to check because now I'm going to have to satiate this craving. McDonald's apple pies in the little box.
Oh, geez.
First of all, I haven't had one of those in 20 plus years, maybe more, probably more. Hell, I haven't had McDonald's in more than a decade. I have.
Yes, according to the search engine machine, McDonald's still sells apple pies, but they are currently only baked apple pies in most locations. The fried version is only available in Hawaii.
Well, I'll tell you.
Ralph, when you get on that plane to come down here,
bring me one of those pies. If you would, Ralph.
You'll be here in April.
Hawaii, guys, let's go. I never thought about that, ever. I don't know where it came from. Maybe because it was chilly this morning. I'm driving down the road, and I'm just like, damn. One of those old school McDonald's apple pies would be tremendous. In Hawaii, we have hapia pies at McDonald's. Incredible. I don't know what that is. Forgive my ignorance. It sounds like something I'd like, I guess.
No, there's a reason you thought of this.
What?
Because you asked me if I am in favor of pie as dessert.
There, probably. But my brain took that and the next day said, hey, man, remember those old McDonald's apple pies when you were a kid? Weren't they delicious? Shouldn't we get one? They're piping hot. There were jokes about that for years. You could burn your tongue the second you bit into it. That's true. You had to learn your lesson the hard way with those old apple pies from McDonald's. But once they cooled, damn delicious. I know, terrible for you, I'm sure. I don't even know what's in there. Probably not apples. But delicious. Delicious. I'm getting one over the weekend.
Marquise has a goal. There you go. He's got a recommendation for you, and it's in your neck of the woods.
He says no ice cream, though. I've been asking them to get them. Is that what?
Well, it's the comment above it.
If you want something local to Tallahassee, Dog It All in Bannerman Plaza has them, and they are delicious. Really? Those little apple pies? At Dog It All? Okay. All right.
I left it up to you whether they got free plugs. Now they do. There it is.
Well, they may jump on board. We'll have to see. Yes, happy Jamie Arnold Day indeed. He is towing the rubber in a few hours. I am dressed for the occasion.
Yeah, where'd you get that garb?
Garnet and gold.
Okay, I figured that was the answer, so it was kind of on a tee, but I really didn't know.
Yeah, if it hadn't been, you'd have been like, ooh.
You would have said, oh.
Yeah, picked it up, don't know where.
Had it for years.
No, I got this at Garnet and Gold, and before the start of the baseball season. Isn't this nice? It's a little chilly, so I may have to put this up on my bald head, but I am wearing a hat.
It's one of those shirt 3/4 hoodie combo things, and it's the Sunday Gold Seminoles.
Yeah.
For those of you driving around town, it is very nice.
It is nice. It's very comfortable. It's nice. It's I put it on this morning when I was chilly walking the dogs, thinking about McDonald's apple pies. And that's my brain at 5-something this morning. Like,
That question really was a risk, but I knew the answer, Tara.
Yeah.
I know you got it at Garnet and Gold.
Yeah, I did. And I appreciate our friends at Garnet and Gold. You need me to coach tonight, Jano? I can do it. Well, it's really easy to coach first base.
It's a good piece of hitting there.
Yeah, you walk up, you slap an ass or two. You tell them if there's 1 or 2 outs or none.
Yep, 2.1 to home. He's 2.1 to home.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, not yeah, it's easy. It's easy. Yeah, I'd like it if Blink will hire me next year. I'll wear this. We'll be all set. Would love it.
He takes things too seriously. Maybe a fall ball game. Maybe you could be the first base coach
in a fall
for
ball
an inning in Pensacola if they play at Blue Wahoo Stadium again.
Tony wants to know, is Jamie Arnold Day better than Paul Skeens Day? Not the stuff. But yeah, it's so funny. I separate Major League Baseball and college baseball. I'm able to completely separate that. It's like they're two different sports, even though college baseball has come a very long way. It's getting closer and closer. But I really don't even view them as the same sport almost.
No, because I don't think Major League Baseball has even gotten to the point yet where your number 4 starter can get through a quasi jam and have his tongue hanging out and shake his head back and forth.
Right.
I don't know that we've gotten quite there.
Thankfully. I don't know when this started in college baseball. I want to blame Tennessee. I want to blame Tennessee as much as I possibly can. But it is infected. It's all over college baseball. It is unbelievable, the interplay between batter, pitcher, and what goes on. It used to be kind of one-sided, but now everybody just acts like an ass at all times after every out or home run or hit of any kind or anything.
Maybe next time you get Link, you should ask him if he's worked on, because I think this is about the only thing that looks right, even though he would never do it. His Tiger Woods run across the green and then fist pump. Has he worked on that? Emerge from the dugout? You know, it's a routine ground ball to short, and so he emerges from the dugout as the shortstop is fielding the ball, and you see him leave who's leaving is that Link? And he's got his hand to the sky.
I just wonder, by the way you can really truly separate yourself and make a statement, if you will, in this era would be to do nothing like that. To hit a home run, run the bases in a timely fashion, as if you expected to hit a home run, dap on your way into the dugout, sit down, and let's watch the rest of the inning. Imagine it. It would be a shocking show of rebellious.
There's a shortstop in Queens who does that.
Right.
In the largest of moments.
Yeah. Oh, yes. I mean, that was tremendous. And it stood out. We were in shock that it happened that way. Hit a very important home run, and everybody was like, and then you look back and he was halfway around the bags.
In Atlanta, big moment between rivals for whatever reason. Not really rivals. They always win. You're just trotting. Nothing to see here. It's just a Monday afternoon. No big deal. I like it.
There's a great quote from yesterday. Spring training began, everybody. If you listened to the show yesterday, you remember me talking about the ABS tests and those systems that they're using throughout spring training and the minor leagues as a gateway to goodness, as I explained to Tom so he wouldn't get so frustrated, that they're opening the door for what he's always wanted, which is obviously ball strikes being called correctly and not by an umpire, which is what's going to happen.
But I think it would be better if we had a challenge system.
But I like the challenge system. It was utilized. They've encouraged all the players to use it as frequently as they'd like in spring training. They want them to do it because they want to see how well it works, and they want to see whether or not it adds too much time to the games and all that other stuff. So yesterday, Cody Petite, the worst last name in sports, became the first player to challenge a ball strike call in Major League Baseball. He asked for a review of his fastball to Dodgers infielder Max Muncy. It was the first inning. It's the opening game. I think it was the second pitch. He's like, no. You're already screwing this up. You already suck. And he he challenged it. Called it, made it 2-0. He said, nope, that's a strike. You're wrong.
You're still at the tiki bar, Blue.
Yeah, they checked it, and he was right. It was a strike. Quote, I was positive it was a strike, and he balled it. Interesting choice. Adjectives. I was pretty positive it was a strike, and he balled it. I knew it was get overturned, so I challenged it. And as I did, I said, I'm going to be the first one. Great. That's a fantastic quote. And they did check, and they instantly said, hey, you missed it, Blue. Way to go. Just started the game, and you're out here sucking already.
I hope when pitchers, this is one place I would be okay with celebrations. When a pitcher challenges and he knows it's a strike and they balled it. As the replay comes up, because from what I saw, they put it on the big board. On
you see it, yeah.
You go, ha, as the pitcher.
In tennis, Tom, they all start clapping. They all start getting into it like, here we go. Maybe you'll have it in Major League Baseball, buddy.
Which is all a sham because, and not because of the technology being fake. No, because in the truck, they already have the answer. So they queue it up. From what I've heard is immediately ShotSpot has the answer.
Yeah, they know.
And so, but they'll give you 5 to 10 full seconds. So the crowd is,
oh, watch it. It's kind of fun. It's like Vanna revealing the letter.
Right. Yeah.
Great. The greatest job in the history of jobs is somehow that woman making millions of dollars for turning a square.
Yeah,
for like 40 years.
That's right.
I have no discernible talents to speak of, and I'm richer than you because my occupation was turning a square. I'm not even that hot, but that's what I'm doing, and I'm rich. What a gig. I'm mad about it. For years, I've been like, this is dumb. This is ridiculous. She's paid $1 million to turn a square. If that was Selma Hayek, I'd be like, well, you got to do what you got to do.
She's not untalented.
Who?
Vanna.
I don't know what she does.
No, you're just saying she's not untalented.
I don't see it. But, okay. I'm not saying she doesn't deserve. Anybody could do that.
No, I'm not saying. I'm just saying.
Yeah, she's okay. But you could have had a monkey. You could have had anybody. You could have had anything. You could
if they had animals doing it,
that would be very good.
Amazing.
That's my point. I mean, that's sincerely. How great would it be if they had a monkey run out there and do it?
Artie the aardvark.
But you talk about right place, right time, whatever it is. But man,
that would be really cool because it's an easy train for the trainers who are excellent.
Very easy.
If it lights up, turn it.
Yes,
or hit it. They don't even turn it anymore. That happened in the last 10 years. You just touch the corner now.
Why? Why do they have it? Just have the machine do it. You're right. It would be better with a monkey or an aardvark or a camel or anything else.
Oh,
wouldn't that be something?
Awesome.
A camel. Or Selma Hayek. I would never miss an episode.
Cody the camel.
I would never miss an episode, buddy.
Oh, look at that. Cody's got sunglasses on today.
Oh, wow. Nice little touch. And it's a C. You got it.
He's spitting on the C.
Yeah, there you go. A llama. You just brought up spitting, so I thought about the llamas who spit on people's faces and capture it on video. It's so great. That video never gets old of a llama spitting on people.
You can do goats too. You build shelves for them to climb so they get up to the top row if it's a really long clue. And then they just scream in the middle of somebody's suggestion. I'd like to buy a... Oh, all right, Joe. Joe the goat over here needs to calm down.
Anyhow, that would have been something. Imagine being the guy that married Vanna White. You're, in essence, rich because she turns a letter.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
If you're one of her kids, you're going to any banquet, any school, anything you want. Good job, Mom. You turn that steering wheel like you turn those letters. Let's go.
Joel, I would tell you that while I respect your hardcore love of Major League Baseball. Today is the last day for a month I can listen to the JCS, and spring training ball is on at the same time. I appreciate, again, I love spring training an awful lot. In fact, Tom and I are going to be broadcasting from down Spring Training Way.
That is true. That is confirmed.
Very soon. We'll have the details, but we're going to be down there, and it's going to be great.
Not live from the third base line.
No.
Couldn't
get the MLB teams to agree to
You'll
that.
have to imagine what it's like for us to be there.
Yeah. But we are going to broadcast from down in that area. I'm going to get to see my beloved Buccos one of the days.
Yeah, the first day we're there, they play the Yankees at 6:30 p.m., and the next day they play the Red Sox in their home park at 1.
Go to hell, Yankees. Go to hell.
So we're going to go to Tampa, or are we going to go to the next day?
You've never been down to the one in Bradenton, right?
I was there for a club baseball championship that my cousin played in, but never for spring training.
It's fantastic. We'll probably have to head down that way.
It is very nice.
There's also this really kick-ass little Cuban restaurant that's there that is unreal.
Say less.
Oh, forget about it. Yeah, we'll be down there. We'll have to do it up.
Taking Ubers, multi-county Ubers?
We could.
All right.
Yeah, we could. We'll ride it off. I'll get to the sports, kids. Jeff Cameron Show, 93.3 Real Talk Radio, Warchant TV.
Florida man, what's wrong this time?
Well, it's my alligator Hank again. It's so dang cold, he's been digging all these holes in my backyard trying to find some heat to keep himself warm. But he doesn't want to come out to eat, so I have to yank him by his tail. Now my back is killing me again.
Poor Hank. I mean, I'm really sorry about your back pain.
You have any idea how hard it is to pull an alligator out of his heat hole when it's colder than the polar bear's toenails outside? Not to mention the added weight of the gold chain I bought Hank last year for his birthday.
Well, it's time to get you back in to see the doctors at Fenn Chiropractic. You can book your appointment online, so there's no waiting in the cold.
You're right again. Look out, Dr. Finn, I'm coming in hot.
At Finn Chiropractic, they'll get to the root of your pain and deliver the solutions. Book your appointment online at finnchiro.com, and you'll even get an online discount. Visit finnchiro.com today and find your path to a pain-free tomorrow.
Hi, this is Rudy Ferguson, pastor of Newburgh Tabernacle of Praise. Be encouraged, stand still, and watch God move with your morning word with Pastor Ferg. It's something God wants to share with you. Tune in every Sunday morning at 7 a.m. to 7:30 a.m. with the morning word with Pastor Ferg. I believe it's going to bless you and keep you for the week to come. Right here on Real Talk 93.3.
Listen to what people are saying about ACL Home Inspections.
They took the time to explain every detail, providing clear insights and answering all of my questions.
I needed an inspection quickly. ACL scheduled me within 24 hours, and the inspector was able to arrive early. That was a huge bonus, and my 2 dogs absolutely adore him.
ACL Home Inspections will accompany you on a walkthrough inspection of the home you want to buy, then provide you with an easy-to-read digital report the same day. For homeowners planning to list their house on the market before putting it up for sale, ACL will provide you a pre-listing inspection.
As a very analytical person, I want to see all the details and ask questions. I interviewed 3 home inspection companies and was very impressed by ACL.
See for yourself what people are saying. Search ACL Home Inspections and find out more at aclhomeinspections.com or call 850-312-8919. 850-312-8919.
When you need the plumber quick, how long is an acceptable time to wait?
Hey guys, we really need you over here. My toddler just flushed a whole bunch of toys down the toilet, and everything, and I mean everything, is backing up.
2 hours?
Hey guys, just checking in. The water has reached the hallway now, and it's getting pretty deep. Can you get here anytime soon?
4 hours?
Hey guys, can you please hurry? Now my wiener dog is doing the backstroke over here, and they're not known to be strong swimmers. Hey honey, grab his life jacket.
8 hours?
Oh, so now you're here.
At M&L Plumbing, you'll never have to wait long for quality, dependable service right when you need it. Our qualified technicians aim to achieve 100% customer satisfaction. And now M&L Plumbing can also be your go-to for all septic tank pump-out services. So the next time you need plumbing work or repairs, think of the name M&L Plumbing. Your local plumbing experts, commercial or residential. Give us a call, 850-575-9393, or online at mnlplumbing.com. M&L Plumbing, for all of your plumbing needs.
Science-backed technology tracked and coach-led. Hey, Jeff Cameron here. You've heard me rave about the benefits of Orange Theory Fitness and the proven track record of science-backed interval training. Well, now Orange Theory Fitness has done it again, adding more ways for you to improve your health and look your best. In addition to the always great standard workouts, OTF has added Tread 50 and Strength 50 for those in the mood to just lift for an afternoon or attack those cardio goals for the day. Take the guesswork out of exercise. Make sure you're getting the most out of each and every workout. Orange Theory Fitness, location Midtown Tallahassee and Village Square Boulevard.
The Jeff Cameron Show is a production of the Warchant.com Multimedia Network. Check out Warchant.com today for the latest news inside Florida State athletics. That's Warchant.com. Now, back to Jeff on Real Talk 93.3.
Did you see that? This is silly. This sent me down a path. I was kind of surprised. Texas gave Steve Sarkisian a raise, and he just got one, but he got another one now. And he went from making $10.4 million to $10.8 million per. And yeah, they were really good last year. So, after a good season, this isn't unfamiliar. We see this stuff all the time. We just saw it with Mike Norvell. But then as I'm reading that story, they've got these escalators where he makes bonus money and it moves up incrementally each year that he's there. So by the time that he leaves, he'll be making upwards of, if he played out the contract as is, he'd be making upwards of $12 million plus per season. I was really hoping we were getting past this situation where coaches are going to command $12, $13, $14 million per season. But more than the money, I don't care about the money. I care more about the ridiculous length of the contracts and how they renegotiate and get extended with still 5 years, 6 years, 7 years left on their deal. Them and their agent, the only agent in football, will go to the university and hold them hostage. And I've yet to see an athletic director go, no, you've got 6 years left on your deal. I'm not renegotiating anything. We're not adding anything either. Come to me in 2 or 3 years and we'll talk. Unless I feel the need to come to you and say, you're doing a great job, we're going to give you a raise. Other than that, go ahead and you're under contract for more than half a decade. We got a lot of time. We're good. But they never do. They always acquiesce. It always pisses me off. It's stupid. And then the universities, when a guy does fall on his face, find themselves in a pinch. Oh, got to buy out 6 years of this deal. Well, we wouldn't have had to buy out 6 years if you hadn't extended them 3 times in a 5-year span. So don't do that. Stop doing that, everybody. FSU, don't do it. Stop doing it. Because we know, while it may be roses today.
Think about it from a basketball perspective. What if we had to pay 3 more years to Leonard and there was a buyout of 2.5 per?
Right. And they figured out a couple of years ago things weren't going swimmingly.
Right.
His age coupled with the status of the program, and they just said, we're going to let it play out.
Well, yeah.
We're going to let it play out. Good idea.
We already spend a quarter and 4 nickels on the program. So if you had a buyout that was going to cost you, you structure it out over 6 years and we're going to spread out that $7 million over 6. You're just so far behind the 8 ball.
Right.
I think at some point it's going to get to where you want it to go, but it's going to take about 5 to 10 years because at that point you will have your pipeline for player money allocated. You may even have unionization of some kind. So it's standardized across all fronts. So you control the cost of the talent.
Mm-hmm.
And then it just escalates like the TV deals do, the way the NFL salary cap does. If the money's good,
goes up. Yeah.
It goes up. At that point, the coach's ability is diminished.
Well,
it's not important, but it is diminished.
Right. Well, here's where I was going with this. Because whatever, Steve Sarkisian's done a good job. He's making a lot of money. I got it. I know how it works. I just constantly, I see that. I roll my eyes a little bit. But because I read that article, another one was suggested to me. You know how it works. You see, you like coaching contract articles, Jeff. Here's another one. It showed up on your feed.
The newest product that Frank Thomas has endorsed. You don't want to miss it.
So I saw this and I thought, really? That is a hell of an agent. I don't know if it's the same agent, but this is a hell of an agent. Luke Fickell. You know Luke Fickell. He's the head coach at Wisconsin. Yeah. Well, do you remember? Do you have any idea what Wisconsin's record was last year?
Well,
I bet you don't, because this is kind of funny. I was taken aback. Don't look it up.
no, I'm not looking it up.
okay, I
I'm
see
going.
it on
I'm
the
going to
computer.
two-cam.
Okay. All right.
Hands in the air.
All right.
Don't shoot.
Don't you look it up.
No, well, there were a lot of Big Ten teams in the discussion. Wisconsin was not one of them that I can remember. 5-7.
That is 100% correct.
Boom.
Nailed it.
There you go.
They went 5-7 last year, did the Wisconsin Badgers. 5-7, Tom. Just a hop, skip, and a jump away from being 2-10.
Yeah, I mean, they're longing for the headier times of Paul Christ.
Yes. So 5-7, they lost their last 5 games. They were useless. Guess what that was worth? $7,725,000 and an extension. So he is now locked up through 2032. They extended his contract to 7 years. And I found out by reading the piece that at the end of every season that he's there, the athletic director and he sit down together, as one does, and says, let's assess the season. Let's talk a little bit about where we're at. And if they both agree that he did a good job, he gets an extension so that there is always 7 years on his contract. He wants it perpetually to be 7 years. Oh, I bet you do,
Yeah, me
Luke.
too.
I bet you do. Yes. So he wants 7 years all the time. Now, let it be known, folks, Luke Fickell is a grand 13-13 in his time at Wisconsin in the 2 seasons. He's sucked. He's done nothing of significance other than be the definition of butt-ass average. And last year they were bad. So imagine having it so good that you go 5-7, you lose 5 games in a row, you're dreading your meeting with the athletic director, text message, Luke, I can see you tomorrow at noon. Let's do lunch. Oh, boy.
Oh, boy.
This is going to be a toughie.
Use punctuation. We got problems.
13-13, Mary. I don't think this is going to be a good meeting. But I don't think they can afford to fire me. I do have 7 years left on my deal. Let's
At least you have a $40 million buyout.
let's see. Let's see what happens.
You could just quit. Make them fire you. No, I'd prefer to work, Mary. Mostly because of your voice.
Anyhow, he goes and sits down with the athletic director who's like, yeah, man. You know, I felt awesome when we won the Guaranteed Rate Bowl 2 years ago, which is actually the bowl they won. And around these parts, you know, we love winning the Guaranteed Rate Bowl. Why do you think we ran Paul Christ out of here? No Guaranteed Rate Bowls for him. So, you know, look, we lost in the ReliaQuest Bowl to LSU in 23, but who really cares about the ReliaQuest Bowl? It's for us, it's the yeah, the Guaranteed Rate Bowl. Anyhow, he got a raise and an extension at the just last week. That's okay. What are we doing? That just tells me athletic directors and department, they can't help themselves. Most athletic directors, I get the part where an athletic director will say, you know what? I need a guy who's not going to get me fired. Like the way athletic directors view their football coaches, is he good enough not to get me fired? Because if we have to, I hired him. If he sucks, guess who's next? With football being where it is on the pantheon of important things, right? I better make sure I got a guy who's taking us bowling. You know, we're going to go and we're going to win more than we lose for starters. And then from there, maybe we'll make an occasional appearance in the playoff. Like that's the bottom rung of the ladder. That's like the baseline of what I got to have in place because I like my job. If I'm an athletic director, I'm paid handsomely and I don't have to coach the team. I'm good. I get to go home at night. So I like this gig. It's not easy, but I like this gig. I better be sure I got a guy in place. That's why you don't see 5-7 coaches getting raises and extension, even if you love them. Man, you're going to get me fired out here going 5-7 too often. Let's go, buddy. You can bet Michael Alford is really rooting for Mike Norvell to do well because 2 years ago, Alfred looked like, he was doing a great job. Right about now, we're like, I don't know. 2 eyes. I'm a little worried about you, buddy. There's a lot of things going on here that I don't feel good about.
Yeah, and even though it wasn't his hire, when you extend him,
he becomes yours. It becomes yours.
Yep.
So when you extend him and he goes 2-10, you go, hey, man, what are we doing out here?
What are you doing with our money? That's what the big boosters are saying.
This is going to be a difficult discussion, Mike, that I now have to have with a lot of very angry people. At a time, they were already going to be angry had you gone 10-2 because we booted half of them out of their seats and then charged them more if they wanted anywhere close to where they once were.
Well, and then call them deadbeats on a booster call.
Without saying deadbeats, but yes, yes. Right.
Look at the relative expense that Nebraska pays for a 30-yard line.
Right.
Yeah.
No,
okay.
No, I got it. I know what he did. But the point is, that instant, that's how quick it happens, Tom. That's how quick it happens. It instantly became, I'm not so sure about you. I mean, we think Mike got it bad or has a tough day right now on a daily basis because people are like, you're in the community. If you're Mike Norvell, you're in the community, you're having dinner with your family, you're out and about. Hey, coach, good to see you. After 13-1, 12-0. Coach, how are you? 2-10. It's like, I'm paying for those chips, aren't I? And then you might hear an occasional, if it's a really angry fan, with your sorry ass as they walk away, right? Like that's
what's yours, coach? And that's the hello.
Yeah,
coach.
Yeah,
with a nod instead of coach.
Yeah, no, it's just coach. Mm-hmm. Yeah. If he's sub 500 this year, it's not even that,
Mike.
Yeah.
How you doing, Mike?
Yeah. And then you don't get any more hellos.
I'd trade, you know what? For the money, I would trade it. The volatility. So I fail and I don't live in Tallahassee.
No. I agree with you.
Take my 50 mil.
Yes, of course. Yes, I'm the creator of Kiss My Ass on Main Street Moments.
I'm sorry the Chip, the booster, doesn't like me anymore. Sorry, Chip.
Yeah.
Take my best, Chip.
It would be hilarious if Chippo treated fans that way. Oh, you're mad, are you? Mm-hmm.
I'm so sorry for your national title.
Yeah.
Chip.
Tell you what, Chip. I'll be out at the ranch, one of 5 that I own this weekend. Suck it. Yeah, that would be bad.
Dinner on my tab.
Yeah.
Oh, I got it, Chip.
For the next year, Chip.
You're eating on me.
I won't even notice. Dose. It's Jeff Cameron Show, 93.3 Real Talk Radio, Warchant TV.
Your local news now.
A woman was hurt after a collision caused her dump truck to overturn Wednesday. The incident began when a 52-year-old Quincy woman driving a fully loaded dump truck traveling westbound on Coastal Highway was following an empty dump truck driven by a 61-year-old man from Crawfordville. The empty dump truck turned off, but the fully loaded dump truck was following too close and tried to swerve, but still collided with the other dump truck, causing it to overturn. The Quincy woman was hospitalized with non-life-threatening injuries. A man is in custody after fleeing a scene on a golf cart, spurring a multi-agency manhunt Wednesday afternoon in southeast Monticello. The situation unfolded at about 3 after deputies responded to a domestic violence call between a father and son. The fight between the pair led the son to flee on a golf cart. He later ditched the vehicle and headed into nearby woods on foot. Through the help of an FHB drone, officers were able to locate the man and arrested him. This is Rachel Lene with your Real Talk 93.3 local news update, brought to you by Macklemore Systems, Tallahassee's go-to Mac store. Check them out online at MacklemoreSystems.com.
This is meteorologist Paul Trombley with your Real Talk 93.3 weather update. Mainly clear this afternoon with highs around 52. Northeasterly winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. Partly cloudy skies tonight, lows dip down to about 35. Tomorrow, 62. A blend of clouds and sun and dry Sunday and Monday, mid-60s. Sunday, upper 60s by Monday. This report is brought to you by the Lawn Johns. For all your landscaping and lawn care needs, visit thelawnjohns.com. currently 46.
Games for Less, Tallahassee's largest selection of new and used games, as well as new and used consoles like Nintendo, Super Nintendo, Atari 2600, PS4, and PS5. You name it. Locally owned and operated since 1994, trade-ins are not only welcome, but Games for Less pays more for your trade-ins than the big chain stores. That's not all. Games for Less now buys and sells new and used vinyl records to boot. George loves the Beatles, by the way. Reserve all the new releases today at Games for Less, conveniently located in the Walmart Supercenter Plaza on Appalachian Parkway. There is no Bigfoot, Eddie. Would you stop with that nonsense?
There's a Bigfoot, Jeff.
I wish there were. By the way, I don't want you to point to me as the guy that takes all the fun out of the room. I wish there was the Loch Ness Monster. I wish there was the Bigfoot. I wish there was the Chupacabra. All the things.
They're all mythical except for the Bigfoot. The Sasquatch.
The Bigfoot?
The Bigfoot. There's big feet. There's lots of them.
So like different, breeds, like different kinds.
There's like, families. There's different families. And,
so there's if they're in the snow, you call them a Sasquatch.
Or the Yeti, right?
Yep,
and then here in Florida, that's a skunk ape. And,
Never heard that one. By the way, why do you think it's real? We would have found them by now.
They're the hide and seek champions of the world. Nobody finds the Bigfoot.
I think you believe in Bigfoot.
I do believe in Bigfoot.
You don't believe.
I believe in Bigfoot.
Don't tell anybody you believe in Bigfoot.
I would go look for Bigfoot, but he scares me.
Gordo's, bringing the flavor and flair of Cuban food to Tallahassee since 1996.
The Jeff Cameron Show is a production of the Warchant.com Multimedia Network. Check out Warchant.com today for the latest news inside Florida State athletics. That's Warchant.com. Now, back to Jeff on Real Talk 93.3.
Football related, Hayden asked a question in the chat. It is Loosey Goosey Libations Friday. I'll go quickly to answer these. Appreciate the contribution there, Hayden. Squirrel White has more catches as a slot wide receiver in 3 years than our last 6 slot receivers combined. 118 catches by our last 6 primary slot receivers, 117. On paper, White is more productive than any slot since Naquan Murray or Kermit Whitfield. Yeah, that's true. Golly, I forgot about Murray. Catching the Orange Bowl. Yeah. But anyhow.
He could make a play.
That's where we'll stop the conversation there.
Okay.
Yeah, we don't. But don't you think he kind of, in a weird way, represents the downfall?
As a singular person?
Mm-hmm.
Wow, I don't know.
You're not rightful to say that he's the reason. I'm just saying, doesn't he represent?
Yeah, but I look at Jimbo. That's the guy.
I do too. Obviously, his life was a mess, and so things fell to pieces. But like, if it was embodied in a player, feels like him.
Yeah. I really don't want to tap into the rage I had over the things he would not do for his teammates
ever,
or that he threw the helmet on the concrete.
Yeah, man.
Like, I'm not going to do that though. As you get older, you learn to not engage the rage, and you just let the moment pass.
You walk away.
Let the moment pass.
Montre made me laugh during the break. I saw his 2 and 10. Mike gets the "What's up" nod. You are right, sir. It does. Yeah, the casual. It's not even a prolonged stare. Not like it's not a knowing nod. It's not a nod of kindness. It's not a nod of appreciation. It's just you're living, I'm living.
Yeah, and it could even be the double eyebrow raise nod, which is the.
Oh,
yeah.
That's a toughie.
That is a toughie.
As long as it doesn't turn into the Robert De Niro squint cigarette pull, which is the "you're dead to me" ass face. That's what that is.
Well, you just gave away your hand. If you ever tweet that this season, we got a real problem. Get ready for that Monday show, everybody.
It was texted to me last year in one of the many losses, and I sent it to you one time last year.
Yeah, but it wasn't about Mike. That was a coordinator.
Oh, it was a coordinator, yeah. I'm in it.
Those things are acknowledged, but I gotta lock in, and
Yeah,
I can't fall to the dark side.
What I like is that I sent you that. I just remembered when I sent it to you, and I know for a fact that you must have looked at it, chuckled, and said, "I can't engage," but you laughed.
Yes, that's,
Yeah.
I think it was the second quarter. To be honest,
I was done.
Yeah, because at halftime we do sound check, so that is taken up. There's no time at halftime.
Mm-hmm.
Then third and fourth quarter, I'll hop back in the thread or whatever. So I have these things to do. I cannot fall down that path.
Oh,
it has to be organic, like you say. You don't want to listen to other sports shows because
I don't want to copy anything that they're doing.
I know you're mad, but I don't need to. If it's gonna be me,
it has to be a natural anger. Yeah.
I can't be leading the post game show with the animation I get sent.
Well, that was a good one, though.
Right.
That was a good one. Yeah, I was done with that. I was like, you got to go. We're done.
Yes.
Yeah, I sent the De Niro at the bar. Pull on the cigarette. Because it so wonderfully encapsulates the moment he decides to kill the guy. He's just figured it out. I'm going to have to kill him. Yeah. And it's like, you're like, oh,
then
man.
He enjoys it. He's
like, He's like, oh, yeah. Because he's mad. He's furious. He's like, mm-hmm. Son of a bitch. He's done with it. Well, mine didn't have the same level of violence implied,
right,
obviously.
Right.
It's just sort of obviously emblematic of the way I felt. Like, okay, we're done here.
I've made up my mind.
Yeah, it's been real. We're done. Heading to Hauser for the game, writes Bakeman66. First time in a while, Jeff, should I still anticipate puddles of inexplicable is what I think he meant, water everywhere? No, I was pleasantly surprised as I walked the stairs up to the booth last week for the home opener. I was fully anticipating having to dodge numerous puddles in that stairwell.
That's a good stair climb, too. It's just enough to make you go, okay.
Oh, yeah, I did a little something here.
Yeah.
Did a little something. Yeah. Now, my tradition, first home football game of every year, if I'm going to the press box, now that is a test that is very difficult, and it's gotten much worse over the years. It used to be, I would wear it as a badge of honor. I'd be proud. For those that don't know, you can take the elevator to the 9th floor for the press box
and wait an hour.
You'll be sitting there forever as people pile into that, and then you wait for it to come back down for your turn. And I'll be honest with you. Here's the thing, guys. So when you're going into the press box and you're waiting with other people who have press passes, sometimes you get lucky and it's somebody that you've worked alongside or somebody that you know well that covers the team that you enjoy their company. You would speak to them frequently when you're at the same places they are, like a spring football practice or something. Other times you get around people you'd rather not have to fake the chit chat with. You don't really care how they're doing.
And they mix in the booster hoity-toity crowd.
Correct.
Yeah.
There's a group of guys that, yes.
No, Cameron.
It's the see and be seen sort of thing. And you're like,
how are you, my friend?
Here we go. And immediately that's what happens in my head. I'm like, God, dog. And now not only am I going to have to acknowledge this guy, I'm going to have to care what he has. I'm going to pretend that I care what he has to say.
I recognize that puffy vest anywhere.
Yeah. And you're just like, damn it, man. And so you do the right thing. You nod. Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, that's right, Ted. And then whatever it might be. And, but it can be uncomfortable. So what happened is years ago, I decided, no, we're not doing that, because you could also take the stairs. Now it's a bitch of a stair climb, because it's circular. You gotta go over and over and over and over and over again.
10 floors thereabouts.
Yeah.
Well, 9 maybe.
Many moons ago, in my younger days, for whatever reason, probably excitement, opening football game, Doak Campbell Stadium, I sprinted up the steps. I wanted to see, can I sprint the whole way up the steps? Now, I know, like, firemen, and they have these competitions. They go 30 floors and all that other stuff. So I know that there are guys out there who do this all the time, and they do it with equipment and everything else. So I always thought, well, you could do it. You could do the steps, and don't be such a wimp. These other guys out here kicking ass with hoses on their back and everything else, Jeff, do it. So I did it, and I could do it. It's tiring. You are tired when you get to the top. And you got to take your time before going in, because you're sweating now and you can't breathe. And you don't want to walk into the press box full of people and in some cases suits, and you're like, whoo, about to die. So I sit in the hall right outside that door and I gather my breath and then I walk in. And I did it the second year, then the third year, then the fourth year, and it became a thing. So I've done it every year since if I'm going to the press box. I'm not going to lie. I don't always go to the press box. Sometimes I sit in the stands with my dad. So it changes.
When's the last time you were in the press box that you can recall?
Well, the last 4 times that I've gone to the press box, I haven't gone into the press box. I've gone up on the roof.
Yeah, but even then, when's the last time you've been on the roof?
I did the roof briefly last year once.
Good for you. It has been an alarmingly long time. As you're telling this story, I don't know that I've been.
Well,
to the
you
press
have
box.
post-game responsibilities.
Yeah, but even before then.
So you have things you have to do as soon as the game ends. And so you can't be trying to navigate your way down from the press box into, you got to be home because you guys are doing the post-game, you and Gene. So you've just opted over the years, rightfully, just to watch at the house or at the bar and leave at halftime, whatever it might be. But you're not drinking because you got to be of sound mind, all that other stuff. No, I wasn't trying to imply that. I'm just saying you're somewhere where you're very close to home so that you can be ready to go as soon as the game ends and you and Gene can take calls from all over the country.
In our formative days, it was just you went to the roof.
Right.
That was it.
I got a great picture of you and I from the roof that I still have. I've sent it to you before. You've seen it. Somebody took that picture of us. Glenn Beal.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's you and I, and it's a great one. But man, running up those steps. Well, I'm 53. Gunning it up those steps now is a beast.
Yeah.
It's tough to do. I can still do it. But man, it takes me a lot longer. It takes me a lot longer to get it together afterwards. I'm out in that hall for an extra 5 minutes of holy hell, this is ridiculous. But that's the route. Most of the time now, I just kind of go sit with my dad. He's because my boys go to the game now. The boys go to the game every game, and so I want to sit with them some. Oh, that's a different one. That's a different one. That's a good one. Where'd you get that one?
That's Glenn. Glenn sent it to me years ago. This is you, me, and Dowler from 2012.
2012.
Oh, my God.
Back when we were making bad decisions about the ACC.
Yeah, that was a Florida game. That was the 5 turnover fest.
Could have survived 4, as you like to say, but the 5th one was just a bridge too far.
It was a doozy. Yeah, they had the ball for 20 minutes in the first half. Florida did.
Florida man in Alabama. Come on, brother. I love Z-Chan. Hung out with Z-Chan up in in Charlotte when we won the ACC championship. No.
Z-Chan always happens by Indigo as well.
Yeah, he's good. I'm not referring to him. I'm referring to largely the stuffy booster crowd that Tom was referring to.
Thurston Howell. That's probably, I date myself, but yeah, that's what I was trying to do.
Yeah, that's where we were. It's you're kind of like, oh man. And it's always that you kind of like, it's the one guy, because there are plenty of really great boosters too, but it's always the guy that you're not a big fan of.
And he's always housed.
Always. For a noon kickoff,
yes.
And he's in the bag.
Yep. And he has one of those laughs too that you just go, oh God.
I'm going to tell you all something right now. First of all, let me give you a quick update. Vincent Norman is tied for 7th. So is John Pack. How about that, boys? Let's go.
All right.
2 Knowles tied for 7th currently at the Mexico Open. But the real story is going to be how it is that Steven Yeager became my favorite golfer of all time.
Because he won you an outright last year?
And he's currently 2nd, and I have him this week.
Woo!
If Steven Yeager wins me 2 outrights, do you know the odds of anybody winning you 2 outrights, including Tiger, let alone a Steven Yeager?
Substantial.
Buddy, I just need this Aldrich Pole-Geiter dude that nobody's ever heard of to stop going low. He's at minus 15. He's 900 today through 15. A heater for the ages. No chance that he's going to maintain that. Come on, Steven Yeager. I see you, buddy. I mean, can you imagine he has 2 wins and they're both the times I picked him? I'm calling him. He's getting on the show. Yeager's going to be on this show if he wins. As my favorite golfer of all time.
You'll root for him in the Ryder Cup. I believe he's German, right?
Yes. Yeah. And he is doing it. My man shot a 64 today out there. Go Steven Yeager.
Do you hear that, Dan? Somebody's following Jaeger around the course every time he hits a shot. Jaeger! And he's wearing American garb. This is very confusing.
I am very impressed, man. This is my man is doing some things. Come on, Jaeger. I have him as an outright, a top 5, top 10, top 20.
All right.
We're sitting pretty currently.
The Jaeger Slam.
Buddy, wouldn't that be something? We'll be celebrating on Monday on the show if that happens. We'll get together. We'll all have maybe I'll have a piece of pie, the apple pie. I'll bring it in, and I can buy you one too with the Jaeger winnings, Tom.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. I'll bring one in for you. Said you like pie?
Yeah, sure. I do. You can call me on it.
Listen, I like Akshay Bhatia as much as the next guy, but I don't need him out here doing this either. He's too good a player because he'll hawk down my man.
A long putter. He's out. Can't do it.
But he won last year, Tom. He can win. He's a good player.
I think he anchors it on his nose. He just no thank you.
Just because you don't like it doesn't mean he's not going to win. Come on, Vincent. And if I have to lose, let it be John Pack or Vincent Norman. Norman's already got a win on tour. Pack does not. That would be amazing. I guess we're rooting for Johnny Pack. 2 forthcoming. Stay with.
There's nothing like relaxing in a hot tub after a long day. But if you don't have one, you're truly missing out. Hot tubs and spas have tremendous health benefits, besides just helping you relax. Like improving your sleep, they help with pain relief. They help to better your cardiovascular health, and so much more. And this season is the perfect season to finally buy what you've been wishing for. Pinch a Penny Pool, Patio, and Spas has the hot tubs you need for the price you want. Come shop our huge 12,000 square foot showroom and save today. There's over 50 hot tubs in stock right now, so you won't have to wait weeks on end for that delivery to finally come to town. If you're ready to relax, we're here to show you how. Pinch a Penny Pool, Patios, and Spas. Come visit our huge showroom at 2473 Greer Road with over 50 hot tubs to choose from. You'll be glad you did.
T-Spark Enterprises, roofing and construction services. T-Spark Construction.com. We conquer all peaks. We fix those darn leaks. Call 850-766-134. T-Spark Enterprises, roofing and construction services. T-Spark Construction.com.
CCC 1331204.
Country rock trailblazer Brantley Gilbert, the Tattoos Tour 2025.
These ain't just some tattoos.
The Donald L. Tucker Civic Center on Friday, April 11th, with special guests Travis Denning and Austin Snell. Tickets are on sale now at Ticketmaster.com. The brand new album Tattoos is available everywhere. For more, visit BrantleyGilbert.com. Produced by Pepper Entertainment.
Power Mill Training Academy equips motivated athletes focused on baseball and softball with the specific tools to reach their true potential. Now, you'll read that if you go to their website, but I'm here to tell you that, look, whether it's your daughter wanting to play softball, your son wants to play baseball, or maybe they just want to have fun and get the most out of their abilities, and that's where Power Mill comes into play. They've got coaches and camps that teach for every level of play for your son or your daughter. To learn more, go to PowerMillSports.com.
There's fun to be had every night at the Corner Pocket. Take-home prizes on Trivia Tuesdays and Beer Bingo Thursdays. Kickstart your weekend with Martini Fridays. Plus, happy hour runs every weekday and game day specials every time the Noles take the field. Watch all the best games at the Corner Pocket's Vegas Wall,
Featuring 560 inches of flat screen TV heaven.
Oh, really?
the best food, the best drinks, and the best place to watch all the games.
Tallahassee loves the Corner Pocket.
Coming up next, more of the Jeff Cameron Show. Live and local on Real Talk 93.3. WVFT, Greta, Tallahassee.
Your Sports Flash update on Real Talk 93.3 in Dallas.
Florida State football adding to their 2026 recruiting class. 3-star prospect Karan Maycock has made his pledge to the program. Miami was the other team that he was really looking at. He is considered the number 569 overall recruit and number 43 linebacker, according to 24/7 Sports. Speaking of Florida State athletics, men's basketball on Saturday will match up against Louisville, and baseball this weekend. They are going to play host to Penn. Florida men's basketball, they are playing at LSU in a game coming up on Saturday, while the Florida baseball team, they are set to play host to Dayton in a 3-game series that is beginning today. This Sports Flash is presented by Progressive. Bundle auto and home, renters, or condo insurance and save with Progressive. I'm Matt Pauley on Real Talk 93.3.
With Fidelity Wealth Management, a dedicated advisor gets to know you and your goals to build a comprehensive plan to help grow and protect your wealth. Backed by a team of specialists, they'll analyze all your accounts, even the ones they don't manage, to keep an eye on taxes and provide proactive portfolio insights that can help you unlock your wealth's full potential. Learn more at fidelity.com/wealth. Investment minimums apply. Fidelity Broker Services, LLC, member NYSE SIPC.
Mornings can start feeling the same. Wake up, brush teeth, go to work. But with breakfast from Wendy's, it's like, wake up, brush teeth, baconate with a breakfast baconator, roll with a sausage breakfast burrito, buddy it up with a honey buddy, or get seasoned with seasoned potatoes, and then go to work. Sorry. When you're ready for a fresh wake-up call, gotta be Wendy's.
At participating U.S. Wendy's during breakfast hours.
Hey, everybody, it's Ed Dean along with Roger Henderson, also with FloridaDaily.com. Just want to remind you, daily 4 to 6 in the afternoons right here in Tallahassee on Real Talk 93.3 FM. Roger, it is literally the 2 fastest hours anywhere in afternoon talk radio.
And if you think the country's going crazy, we'll help you make sense of it all.
Oh, yeah, we'll try to make some sense of it. Again, Monday through Friday in the afternoons, Ed Dean, Roger Henderson on 93.3.
Hey everybody, this is Shannon Young with Cross Country Mortgage. Been in the industry now for 22 years. I just made the move over to the nation's largest retail lender, Cross Country Mortgage, here to serve you in 7 states, including Florida, Georgia, Alabama, the Carolinas, Tennessee, and the state of Texas. Here to offer better service, better rates, and if you were thinking about buying or if you've been on the fence and been waiting to call me, now is the time. You can still find me at loansforknowles.com. That is, again, loansforknowles.com. I've helped thousands of fellow Knowles get into their dream home, and I can't wait to help you get into yours. Give me a call today. I'm at 954-369-6171, or go to loansforknowles.com. Again, that's 954-369-6171, and that's loansforknowles.com.
Equal housing NMLS 373031.
Science-backed, technology tracked, and coach-led. Hey, Jeff Cameron here. You've heard me rave about the benefits of Orange Theory Fitness and the proven track record of science-backed interval training. Well, now Orange Theory Fitness has done it again, adding more ways for you to improve your health and look your best. In addition to the always great standard workouts, OTF has added Tread 50 and Strength 50. For those in the mood to just lift for an afternoon or attack those cardio goals for the day. Take the guesswork out of exercise. Make sure you're getting the most out of each and every workout. Orange Theory Fitness, location Midtown Tallahassee and Village Square Boulevard.
Broadcasting live from Florida's capital city, this is the Jeff Cameron Show, brought to you by Orange Theory Fitness on Real Talk 93.3. Now, stop what you're doing and listen closely. It's time for the Jeff Cameron Show in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Me too, buddy. Me too. Can't wait. Florida State baseball tonight. Quakers in town. Penn will take that ass kicking, we hope. Jamie Arnold looks to go 2-0 and keep that ERA at 0, which is where it currently sits. Let's hope he's successful. It's going to be a chilly one out there today. A little chill in the air when you're out there at Hauser today, especially in the shade. Old people, I'm talking to you. You know where you are. You're in that section that's shaded. It's a toughie. You're not out there in the bleachers with that sun beating down on you through your bones today, old people. You're going to have to break out the winter weather coats.
I'm going to do an early red zone over-under without the red zone being the segment. Over-under the year 2029 opening day. So the day before opening day. All right. So do you start 2029 season, yes or no, with revamped baseball setups? Doesn't necessarily need to be a new stadium, but I would think at some point, if you're going to keep the thing you have, do we really need bleachers? Oh boy. Do we need bleachers on both sides of the field, all the way down to the dong pole, the camera show dong pole?
I think we need a fully renovated stadium, if not a demolished and brand new stadium by 2029.
I'm just saying, in the interim, can you get more seating that has chairbacks along one of the baselines? Can you do that before opening day 2029?
Well, we're going to have to figure it out, Tom. Hopefully football will have won a bunch of games by then, and then we can turn our attention to all of the other sports that get ignored currently while football sucks. Hopefully this football sucking thing is just a very blip on the radar. It's just a massive blip on the radar, but a blip nonetheless.
Well, yes. In the last 10 years, there's been more of that than not.
You know, you like when you watch, this happens. It's going to happen to you guys too. You watch. If you're flipping around watching college baseball now that the season's back, and if you're really kind of a college baseball fan, you'll tune into other games of top 25 teams. You know, I'm not out here watching two schools that have little to no chance to be of consequence in the postseason. But I'll watch those we're competing against for a top 8 national seed. So if I see a couple of teams that, you know, are pretty good and have a chance to carry the day, I'll watch. And every time I do, these days, I come away a little frustrated by their facilities in comparison to our facilities, especially because some of those facilities, some of those teams, those programs don't have anywhere close to the tradition that Florida State has. They don't have the cachet that Florida State baseball does. And you're sitting here watching a series with like Wake Forest or somebody like that who's got a real nice program. And you're like, well, why does Wake Forest have a much better baseball stadium than we do? Why does Virginia have a much better and I know Virginia's won a national championship. I got it. But I'm just, you know what I mean? You get frustrated, and it's all throughout the SEC. I mean, these are grand ballparks in the SEC. It's unbelievable.
They are, yes. The first time I saw that Arkansas had a palatial setup, I thought, what?
Oh, it's unbelievable. And then you saw what Mississippi State did and what Ole Miss did and what all those programs have done, Texas A&M and Texas, they've got, I mean, it's something to behold. It makes our stadium just look like filth. Just nonsense. And it saddens me, buddy. I get frustrated when I see that. I know right now that, you know, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? You got to get football right. But it upsets me.
Well, so does looking at the last 10 years of football records. I used to do this with baseball when we would discuss, you know how infrequently we've been to the College World Series in the last 20 years?
Yeah.
It's a
Well, the good news
thing.
is we were just there last year.
That is good news.
4 teams standing, and we were one of them.
Looking at our last 10 seasons worth of wins and losses for
football. Yeah.
10-3, 7-6. All right.
Mm-hmm.
5-7, 6-7.
Mm-hmm.
3-6, 5-7.
Mm-hmm.
10-3, 13-1. 2-10. It's been a rough decade. It hasn't been quite the lost decade, but it's been a bad one.
So just go real quick. 2020 to now.
2020 to now?
Yeah, I got that in my head. I was just adding it up. Yeah.
3-6.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that was,
5-7. 10-3. 13-1. 2-10.
Yeah, that 2-10 sends you spiraling. Spiraling, doesn't it? Yeah, it does. It'll humble you. It'll humble you.
5 winning seasons and 5 losing seasons in the last 10 years.
Losing seasons.
5 losing
Outright
seasons.
losing seasons.
5.
50% of the time, we've had a losing season over the last 10 years. 50% of the time, we've lost more than we've won over the last 10 years.
That's true.
Woo! Out here like Duke.
In the lost decade, we did not have a losing season.
I know. Yeah. People will point out. It's
They'd be right to.
Yeah, it is.
We tried to have a losing season a couple of times, but we were unsuccessful.
Yeah, the 7-6 campaigns.
and
Yeah.
The Nike Pro Combat comeback. That was the one.
Mm.
If you didn't reach out that day and beat Maryland, it was never.
What a day indeed.
You were going to go 5-7.
What a comeback.
Thank you, EJ. Thank you, Lonnie. Thank you, Greg Reed.
My man, Lonnie. Ed, you are correct. The fans were dusted. They looked clean over the past weekend. I saw that, and I saw that the Hauser also devoid of puddles. Don't worry. They'll be back. The warmer weather brings the puddles. The warmer weather brings the puddles, and then you're done. Yeah, it is frustrating. Those stadiums, man, when you go, one of the things that I really would like to see for Florida State is outfield seats behind the wall. And you see at these SEC parks, they're out there hooping it up. They're allowed to bring in coolers. They're getting blasted. Every time I watch them, I'm like, look at these kids. This is a crazy atmosphere. Somebody hits a dong. There's beers thrown up in the air like we're at the Waste Management. It is unbelievable.
That is literally what happens.
Yeah.
Just throw the beer in the air.
Throw the beer in the air. As long as you don't throw it on the field, I don't care. Throw it all over each other.
You can't wedge a one-row party deck behind the fence in right. I think there's enough room for that.
Easily. In left.
2 rows.
Yeah.
That's your premium seating. That's your AYCDs. Yeah, man. People sitting behind the fence.
Oh,
and then in left in front of the scoreboard. Problem is the bullpen's over there. You'd have to.
Let's reconfigure. Let's do this thing. We got to do it. More winning will result in, I think, the expedited fix-up that I seek. But, Florida State football's got to get right. I mean, that's the whole thing.
If Link cares about the seating and the presentation by infinitesimally comparison to the way he cares about ryegrass, then we're going to get some things done here.
Yeah,
my man loves him some ryegrass.
Well, he loves the details of all things, which I appreciate.
Jeff, I do.
Yeah, the devil's in the details. He knows. He does know. And you see this today? This surprised me because this is not the model for what's going to happen in college sports moving forward, college football moving forward. But Nebraska canceled their series that they were set to have in 2026, 2027. I'm sure Corey Clark stood at attention as he's been begging for Florida State to drop the Alabama game for fear that we may look bad. All of us disagree, of course, wholeheartedly and want to see us play Alabama and Georgia. I'd like us to be good when we do, so let's get to the getting good part. But nonetheless, Nebraska and Tennessee were set to face a home-and-home, 2026, 2027. Nebraska canceled.
Is it for fear of tampering? He doesn't want to put his players on the field? We want to reduce the amount of games we play to 8.
And, I read articles like that and instantly go, bitch ass. I can't help it.
Yeah, didn't West Virginia do that with us?
I believe so.
Some years ago.
Well, Auburn did too a long time ago.
Did they really?
Yeah, we called them the War Chickens. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Auburn dropped us too. They were scared they were going to get pasted.
That's why we can't even be talking like that. With us, our program's reputation is built
anytime, anywhere.
You can't be talking.
No, you can never talk about canceling a game because you're not good and they are. No, we're Florida effing State, who 50% of the time in the last 10 years have had a losing record.
Right. Which the fans have decided we've turned into effing Florida State.
Yeah.
Effing Florida State. Come on.
Yeah. It's frustrating. So, listen, where this sport is headed, this is why I bring this up, though. You don't cancel a home and home with Tennessee if you're Nebraska. First of all, Nebraska's got a great tradition. Now, they haven't done anything in damn near 30 years, but they have been one of the upper crust programs in the history of the sport, and they have great fans. They sell out every game. There's no reason for them to cancel at a time where it's now easier to make the postseason, if you will, a postseason of significance. So you're not worried about not making the Gator Bowl. You're trying to make the playoff, and if you want to make the playoff, your schedule, even if you lose a few games, if it is stacked, will allow for you to lose 3, who knows, moving forward when it's 16 teams, maybe even 4 times. If your schedule's tough enough, you could lose 4 times and make a 16-team playoff. We have so far removed ourselves from the days of one slip up, and that could be your S. We all know what that was like. We lived it.
It's happened so fast. Just a few years ago, it was, if you're Georgia, Ohio State, or Alabama, you get a free loss. Everybody else, you're screwed.
That's right.
That was with the 14 playoff.
Yeah. But that is not where we stand now. Now you can have 2, 3 losses. And again, they're going to expand to 16 sooner rather than later, maybe even after this next season. Next year's 12 again. But, I think they'll go straight to 16. I don't think they even need to bother with 14. What the hell's the point? They've already told you they want to go to 16.
I think because this is the age of inefficiency in the sport, you're going to see 14 for 2 or 3 years.
I don't know why, but
and then they might go to 15.
Now, listen, we can't go back and relitigate this. I don't think we need a 16-team playoff. I don't think we need a 12-team playoff. But obviously I lost. Yeah. They went ahead with a 12-team playoff. They're going to have it. They're going to do it.
They moved it on down the line.
Yeah, they did. My concerns, while voiced, it went unheeded, Tom. They didn't care.
How does that feel, pal?
Yeah, exactly. But my point is, you can get away with look, our schedule this year bookends with Alabama and Florida. If you say that to anybody, if you told me any other program was playing Alabama and Florida in the same season and those were the bookend games, you'd be like, well, I don't care what's in the sandwich in the middle there. They're good. They've got 2 significantly difficult games, 2 SEC games. They ought to be able to cruise on it if they have a good record.
It's a good country band. Alabama, Florida line.
You're not going to make me. You knew I was going to say something, and I'm not going to because I'm not taking the bait. But yeah, so don't do that. Don't run and hide. Don't cancel series. I've been spending a lot of time thinking about the series we do have coming up with Alabama as well as Georgia. And I've thought, I know we complain that our built-in games in the ACC are Clemson and Miami. Nobody else has that gauntlet. Nobody else has to deal with that. That's tough, man. We have to play Clemson and we have to play Miami, which I don't want us to not do. And now we know, based on the conversations that have become public, that they're going to be adding Notre Dame frequently.
Okay.
So you every year are going to play, well, pretty much every year in the foreseeable future if they have their way. You are going to play Florida always. You're going to play Miami always. You're going to play Clemson always. You're going to play Notre Dame soon enough. So you've got guaranteed, and now you're going to throw in Alabama and Georgia. Say that happens while Georgia is on the schedule.
Well, I think that's next year is Alabama, Notre Dame, in addition to Clemson, Miami, and Florida.
Yeah.
I think that's 26.
But guess what? Just win 50% of those matchups, and you're good enough to go to the playoff, and you will get in the playoff because anybody with that kind of a schedule is admired. It's a doffing to the cap. It's what I've talked about over and over again, that the one good thing about what's happening with these expanded playoffs is that I don't have to fear losing a game and being removed from the conversation. I can look at a schedule and make it a gauntlet of tough games and say, you know what? If I have the highest ranked strength of schedule and I go 10-3, F you, I'm in. 16 team, I am in. Period.
Oh no, 9-4 Ole Miss is sitting there, and they did play a tough schedule in their own right.
It's 4 losses, Tommy. Good God Almighty, man!
They tried to get him in this year, and Lane was still tweeting through his emotions.
But a 16-game schedule, they would have.
Yeah,
they would have been in
a 16. Sure,
they would have been in.
Sure.
So would South Carolina. So moving forward, add another one. Let's go. I'm for it. Let's go play Oregon. Whatever.
I've got no problem with the idea of fixing Clemson and Miami if the league wasn't so sorry that you only had 3 or 4 good teams in a given year. And we weren't one of them last year.
No, we sucked. We were the worst team in the league.
Understood.
Unbelievable.
Yes. I embrace that for all of its negativity. It stinks. But somebody, by definition, when you have this many teams and so few good teams, an average team is going to get that express pass. Like Louisville got the express pass.
Yes.
Like SMU got the they lucked out.
Yeah.
They picked a year where if they got the year before Florida State, so sorry,
That's a
SMU.
whooping. That's a whooping.
They caught us in the right time.
Yes, they
So
did.
They got the express pass. And I'm telling you, North Carolina is in that running for the express pass this year.
Because of the schedule.
They
Yeah.
play Clemson and nobody else. So there's your loss. And then they've got the pass.
I am not going to complain in an era where 3 losses can get you into the playoff. I'm not going to complain with us playing Alabama. I'm not going to complain about us playing Georgia. To add on with the Clemson, Miami, Florida, and possibly Notre Dame part of that. Good, because you can lose half of them. It doesn't matter. You can lose 50% of the tough games you play and make it. Just don't do the dumb things like we've been doing, which is losing to bums. Bums. Steady whooping our ass. No business. Out here losing to just, I don't even,
Maybe that's the motto for this season.
Don't lose to bums?
That, yes. And then if they succeed, you could call the 2025 Knowles the bum beaters. Hey, we only won 8 games, but we were some bum beaters, weren't we? Way to go, Knowles. 2025, the bum beaters.
No, seriously though, if you just beat the people you're supposed to beat, which is the vast majority of this league, you ought to consistently beat. What are you laughing about? You got another one?
No, I really think a t-shirt. I'm envisioning the t-shirt. It's plain, it's all caps, and it just says "Stop losing to bums" with an exclamation point. That's it. Stop losing to bums. I think those would sell like hotcakes.
Stop losing to bums.
Stop
yeah.
losing to bums is a great shirt.
King has a vehement disagreement with me. He doesn't want to go that route. Tougher opponents, increase injuries and fatigue. This is an unexpected loss to an NC State because of it, basically, is what he's saying. Well, I mean, obviously, if you want to be a national championship contender, you have to build not only excellence, but a depth of excellence, which is difficult to do. But you're going to go through, I mean, all of those teams. Look what Ohio State just did to win the national championship. That was really impressive. And I'm half tongue-in-cheek on this, but I'm not canceling, like Nebraska did, a series, a home-and-home series, because I fear the Now, they're going to tell you it's about stadium renovations and stuff like that at Nebraska. It's not. They wanted an easier path. And they haven't done anything in a long, long time. So, maybe that's what it is.
He wants the Snyder approach.
Yeah. He's basically like, man, we're not any good. We haven't been in forever and a day. We're still not any good, but we don't need to play Tennessee, guys. I hate that mentality is what I'm saying. And if you're building towards where you ought to be, where we ought to be when we're at peak efficiency, you can play Georgia, you can play Alabama, in addition to those games you already have locked in, like the ones against Miami, Clemson, and Florida. I'm fine with all that. I'm tongue-in-cheek about the idea of adding another one. But if you did, my point is, like, every once in a great while you decided, hey, let's have some fun. Let's play a home-and-home with Oklahoma like we did. Let's play a home-and-home with whomever, somebody of that ilk. You'd say, okay, well, on those particular years, are we going to go undefeated? No. Is it going to be a tougher path? Yes. Can we afford to lose that game and still have a chance of making the playoff? Absolutely. That's why it's easier to have a much tougher schedule now. We all know that.
He's got a decent point, though.
He's not. I don't disagree with him necessarily.
Lane Kiffin's lost to Florida this year. Might be because of the fatigue of all the tough games they were playing. Otherwise, you wouldn't be able to explain that loss.
Well, they beat LSU as well. Florida did.
Ooh.
And I'll tell you something, man. That guy could have won Coach of the Year. And they have another gauntlet of a schedule this year, but I'm not going to mock them because, sweet Jesus.
It's the same one. Just venues are flip-flopped.
Yeah, man. It'd probably be. Golly, I couldn't deal with. I cannot deal with another sub 500 season. Just thinking about it in my
You wouldn't
head.
want to have a 6th in our last 11 seasons?
No.
You'd prefer that we didn't lose?
I prefer that more than 50% of the time we have a losing record when we tee it up. Yeah. No, that ain't going to get it done. That is not going to get it done. Oh, gives me the willies thinking about it. You scared me by bringing that stat up. Pisses me off. Jeff Cameron Show, 93.3 Real Talk Radio, Warchant TV.
No matter how busy life gets, your home is the place where your family and friends show you they care and celebrate with you. That's why the professionals at Barano Heating and Air Conditioning always make sure your home is comfortable. Just like those who matter to you most, Barano will always be there for you.
This is Tyler from Barano Heating and Air. Now you can schedule an appointment, purchase or renew your service agreement, or pay your bill from your mobile device. Any day, anytime, anywhere. When you turn to the experts at Carrier and Barano Heating and Air. Online at baranoac.com.
Florida license number CAC 1816186.
Listen to what people are saying about ACL Home Inspections.
They took the time to explain every detail, providing clear insights and answering all of my questions.
I needed an inspection quickly. ACL scheduled me within 24 hours, and the inspector was able to arrive early. That was a huge bonus. And my 2 dogs absolutely adore him.
ACL Home Inspections will accompany you on a walkthrough inspection of the home you want to buy, then provide you with an easy-to-read digital report the same day. For homeowners planning to list their house on the market before putting it up for sale, ACL will provide you a pre-listing inspection.
As a very analytical person, I want to see all the details and ask questions. I interviewed 3 home inspection companies and was very impressed by ACL.
See for yourself what people are saying. Search ACL Home Inspections and find out more at aclhomeinspections.com or call 850-312-8919. 850-312-8919.
Hey, no fans, our partner ISF Inc. is a national management and IT consulting firm located right here in Tallahassee, Florida, solving the future for state governments through strategy, process, and technology. As a trusted advisor for state governments, ISF knows the importance of defining a clear and detailed strategy. Our friends at ISF can help your organization create a strategy that sets you on a path to success. ISF, your vision plus our expertise brings your brilliant ideas to life. Visit ISF.com to learn more. ISF, solving the future.
3 days only, February 21st through the 23rd. Area boat and motor buyers will save thousands at Mike's Marine and Houseboat Show in beautiful Panacea. This is the event you don't want to miss. Every Yamaha motor from 2.5 to massive 425 horsepower has special extra low pricing. Yamaha, new gear, new reliability. Check out the region's largest selection of the best boats, including Skeeter, Sea Hunt, Robalo, Tidewater, and G3, inshore, offshore, river, or lake. Mike's Marine has a boat for you, and you will buy for less. Some boat packages discounted over $10,000. Save on all accessories, including electronics and trolley motors too. They even drop prices on all pre-owned inventory. Lenders will be on site providing instant credit approvals and easy financing options. Door prizes too. And while you're there, drop in on one of Pannacea's phenomenal seafood restaurants. Hours of the show are Friday and Saturday from 8 to 6 and Sunday from 10 to 4. The Mike's Marine In-House Boat Show, February 21st through the 23rd. Don't miss it.
Science-backed, technology-tracked, and coach-led. Hey, Jeff Cameron here. You've heard me rave about the benefits of Orange Theory Fitness and the proven track record of science-backed interval training. Well, now Orange Theory Fitness has done it again, adding more ways for you to improve your health and look your best. In addition to the always great standard workouts, OTF has added Tread 50 and Strength 50 for those in the mood to just lift for an afternoon or attack those cardio goals for the day. Take the guesswork out of exercise. Make sure you're getting the most out of each and every workout. Orange Theory Fitness, location Midtown Tallahassee and Village Square Boulevard.
The Jeff Cameron Show is a production of the Warchant.com Multimedia Network. Check out Warchant.com today for the latest news inside Florida State athletics. That's Warchant.com. Now, back to Jeff on Real Talk 93.3.
I'm not going to dwell on this, Tom, but I just got done cracking up in here. It's not funny. It's scary and sad and all those things. But, man, you saw the numbers up to 16 now for Tucker. The women complaining. of the
Oh,
massages.
Justin Tucker.
Mhm.
Oh, okay.
16.
Yeah.
I brought it up on Monday. We should have learned our lesson with the last chronic massage addict.
Well, you could just say it out in the open. I think
Yeah.
you've hinted at it that Reddit, there are posts on Reddit
Yes.
regarding Justin Tucker and the specific issue
Hmm.
that are 4 and 5 years old or older.
Well, the reason I bring it up right now is now we're getting, this is even since Monday. There was an accuser who has now posted a picture of a written letter from one of the new accusers that worked at the QG spa. She wrote this letter of complaint to her employer and said that she did not want to. She wrote, I redacted. At this time, no longer feel comfortable working with Justin Tucker. He's made it a point in previous sessions to expose himself. He keeps on tucking the drapes that they put over you when you get a massage, is what she says. Now, I'm gonna just summarize this because
We're moving on.
What we are, but this made me laugh because of the way she wrote this. And like, obviously, Tucker's screwed. This is not going to go well for him. I doubt he has a job in the NFL anytime soon. He'll be lucky if he somehow stays married to his college sweetheart.
It's a tough day for Catholic charity. He gave a lot of money.
This is tough. But the way this was worded is what made me laugh, because in addition to her lengthy complaint about what was going on here and the stuff that he did, which I won't get into, and it isn't appropriate for me to read a lot of this on here. The part I can read is it's just the wording that made me laugh. I know this is terrible. You can't do this, shouldn't do this. It's awful. Got it. It's crime. But here you go. She said, he keeps untucking the drapes. No matter how many times I re-drape him, he messes up the drapes. She wrote that out. So I have it in my head that she's like, oh, must have been a mistake there. He messed up the drapes. Let me fix these drapes here for you, Justin. Let's gotta keep the drapes on now. I mean, obviously it's an accident. Here we go. There, the drapes are good. Don't mess with the drapes, all right? And she turns the massager's shoulder. What is going on with these drapes? Did you? No? All right, I'm going to fix the drapes again. The drapes need to stay on now, Justin. Now, this is, I've never had this happen with anybody else. Get these shoulders again. Here's the drapes fall to the floor. What is happening with these drapes? But she also documents several other things with him trying to touch and all that stuff. And yeah, it's like, hey, man. One of the things she points out is that this is not the first time, and she's had to talk to him about this, but it will be the last, is what she's saying. That's it. Last time he was in here, I said, hey, man, let's get it together. I'm not down with the program. This is a massage. That's all this is. Got your back, your legs, your arms. Take it on down the road. We're not doing any other massaging. And she expressed this to him like, hey, I don't know what you think is going on here at the QG spa, but we don't get down like that. And then Justin's like, oh, sorry, it won't happen again, right? And then he comes back, specifically asks for her, and she's like, oh, yeah. And so then she's like, oh, okay, well, I mean, I had to set this guy straight last time, but forget. We'll move it along. What's with the drapes, Justin, again? And so then you have this situation where the drapes are just dropping like flies every time she turns around. And she goes, that's it. So one of them was towards the end of the massage, after she's corrected him on the drape issue, he got more aggressive, and she was like, well, your time's up. And he complained about, we still got 28 minutes. She's like, no, we don't. You're out. Go. Gotta go. Time's up. So if we're going to get now written complaints having been filed, and we're up to 16 women, where last week we were at 9, and the week before we were at 7. There's no telling where this is going. This is Deshaun Watson part 2. We got another massage therapist addict.
And Cleveland will not give him the highest paid contract in his position's history after learning about this.
Yeah, how about that? No, he'll be out of the league. He's basically out of the league. He has to know that, right? The Ravens, for their part, released a statement saying that they are taking the allegations very seriously. They're looking into it, and they're not going to respond right at this time while they do their investigation. The NFL, by the way, is interviewing every one of the women.
Yeah, well,
Yes,
look,
yes.
it doesn't usually come back to the ownership group, but the Ravens have some answering to do and some explaining to do. If this is such an open secret that it makes Reddit channels in the community of Baltimore 5 years ago, 4 years ago, it's never been brought to the Ravens' attention. Now, perhaps it hasn't, but that investigation should be conducted. You haven't been told, Baltimore? Somebody to make a phone call, maybe somebody who owns multiple of these parlors, just an owner calls up to the Ravens and says, hey, you've got a lunatic on your hands. Can we please calm him down?
I am somewhat surprised. Look,
or they call the cops, and they don't want to get too involved with the paperwork with the cops, but they're like, hey, look, I know I'm calling you from this industry, but can you see what you could? And the cops didn't reach out to the Ravens and say, hey,
you might have a problem.
You might want to look at this guy. You got, I could see that happening in a small community.
No,
meaning like a setting like that. It's your own local town. People know people. You could make a phone call. If it made Reddit, how the hell are they not aware about it?
Reddit's omnipresent in most people's, phone or whatever. People look up stuff on Reddit all the time. It's actually extremely useful. It can be a cesspool, but you can really set it up so that you don't have to deal with all that. And you're right. The larger point being, if it was an open secret on Reddit that dude was a scumbag and that he was constantly doing, harassing women at these massage parlors, and many of these women complained, and a written form to the point where now they're posting these pictures. This is where the AP writer that wrote that story got the letter that was posted from Reddit. So they're coming after him hardcore now.
Right. Well,
which tells me there's going to be a lot more.
Right. What I'm saying is, and I agree with you, is that if the Ravens are releasing a statement now that says we're looking into it, now you're opening the door. You have just opened the door. You're looking into it now? Because now you've got a timestamp of they've been made aware, and I'm just saying. Man.
Well, I'm very curious to see when they knew what they knew and what they did.
It's a fair question to investigate.
Absolutely. And the NFL the NFL is not going to fool around with this. I mean, if they find out that you got a problem on your hands. But the thing is, I don't know what they can do, because if he's not charged with a crime, and he hasn't been up to this point, what are you going to do? I mean, he can just say, no, it didn't happen.
Well, they still have recourse outside the legal sphere where they could say, conduct detrimental to the league,
they used to do this all the time.
Exempt list or whatever it is.
They used to do stuff like this all the time, where they would say, you're doing something to damage the shield, the image of the league. Yeah.
Yeah. He's got unilateral ability to punish if he wants to do so. If you have a third party conduct it, even though it's an inside job, they could just say he's done without a legal charge. They could do it.
Oh, there's a very
What's
good
he going to do? Fight it and sue him? No, sir. He didn't want that.
Well, certainly not if he's guilty, and it would appear that he is. I don't know that, but certainly it would look on the surface. It doesn't look good, Tom. Chronic drape dropper. I'm just laughing at the way that was worded. Kept messing up the drapes. Even after I fixed the drapes, he kept messing them. Jeff, do you think these massage parlors like these high-profile clients because they get kickbacks like underground illegal gambling? Kind of odd. This is the second case in such a small time frame. Yeah, Adam, I have no idea. Look, I think that most of us know, just not being naive, and we've seen these stories. You think about what happened with the owner of the Patriots, Bob Kraft, Orchids of Asia, down in Jupiter. It's not a secret that if you're of that mentality, if that's your cup of tea, that you can find massage parlors who go above and beyond. Just put it that way. And so I don't know if it's about liking high-profile clients so that they get kickbacks or anything like that. I just think that these guys, if that's what they're into, are searching. A lot of them are obviously privileged. They got a ton of money, so they can afford to pay whatever that service is, if it exists at those places. And many of them are entitled at a certain point. They feel like this is just something they can expect to have happen. When you get this many people saying, no, man, we told you no, we kicked you out. He was kicked out of 2 of these places.
Yeah, that's the thing here is, look, there might be some businesses in this category that besmirch the whole of the category.
Oh, 100% there are.
But these guys are going to places outside of that sphere.
Right.
This most recent letter sounds like a professional
right,
is being
harassed. Yes.
Harassed.
Yeah.
Not somebody who's down with the system and you
Right.
just missed a couple of cash payments. Like, it's not the same deal
mm-mm.
here. I learned about this stuff through the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air in the 90s. Uncle Phil and Will went to get a massage and they realized they went to the wrong place.
Really?
Just at the time there was a sting. So they get arrested for it. It's a great episode. It's a great episode.
Phil's like, what?
Uncle
Well,
Phil's,
what's
he goes,
going on here?
Good God. Yeah, because the woman undresses.
Yeah. No.
So it's been, yes, this is obviously something that we're not naive to. In my generation,
It
we learned
exists.
about it.
Yeah, it
My parents
exists.
went,
Yeah.
what is this?
Yeah, what is going on?
What is this episode?
I had never gotten a professional massage before, years and years and years ago. And I had a deep thigh bruise, and I was just like, and somebody was like, you should get a massage. And I go, yeah. And then they fall. I think this is like 30 years ago. And they go, yeah, but not one of those massages. I'm talking about a real massage. And I was like, what do you mean? They're like, well, you know, the places. And I was like, no, what do you mean? I didn't know, really. And I go, no, what do you mean? They're like, well, you know, some of those places do what? They're like, yeah, you know, man. What? They sleep with you? Well, no, not quite that, but some other things. Like, that's commonplace? This guy was laughing.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, man. I was like, oh, really?
I learned this at 11. This is terrible. This is terrible. So when I was a senior in high school, my sister won this competition at work where she got put up in just outside of Denver. Awesome setup. The International Golf Tournament. Remember that was the Stableford system one?
Yeah.
VIP, everything to that. 2 rounds of golf out there, VIP treatment, all that stuff. And you got to go to a day spa. And you got to take a guess. So I got to go to the day spa.
Was it a special day spa?
No. This is a reputable. No, this is for the white. Well, I suppose the white collar do have those day spas too.
Yeah.
But when I got in there, the masseuse said, you can, just feel free to disrobe and put the robe on. You're welcome to leave on your under.
That's what they still tell you that now.
And in my head, I thought, why would I ever take off my undergarments? This is
well, you were 11. Yeah.
No, this when I was 18.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Even at 18, I'm like, nah, man, that's just weird.
I don't know you. Yeah.
I'm not doing that. If I need a massage with the glute, you're gonna work through the boxer.
Yeah. You can access it. It's okay. The glute is still there.
It's right there.
Yeah, ma'am, I did not pay for prostitution.
I asked my sister.
This is a back massage.
Wait, you can disrobe it. And she said, yeah, it's an option. People do it. Like, what? No, sir. No, ma'am. No,
Live Spectator, that is true. Shady Tampa. I should have known better, but I didn't, because here's what I knew. You didn't have to go to a massage parlor. You just went to the strip club. People just paid them direct. You got the private dance. That's how that goes in Shady Tampa. Or they just have the bus outside of Tampa Stadium before the games.
No cover.
You're like, what's going on the bus? Oh, you don't want to go in there, man. Not good. It's meth, hookers, and banging. You got to go. Let's take it on into the game. This is not good.
I'm glad we skipped the Justin Tucker conversation.
Oh, buddy. I'm treating this in the same fashion that I did to Sean Watson. We couldn't ignore that story. I'm not ignoring this one, buddy. We've gone from 4 to 7 to 9 to 16. What's the magic number? You think we get over 20 by next week?
Yeah. They're trying to chase Cosby.
It's the Jeff Cameron Show, 93.3 Real Talk Radio, Warchant TV.
Your local news now.
Reports of a drive-by shooting near Tallahassee State College's History and Social Sciences building prompted alerts and left students shaken up. According to a spokesperson, the call came in just after 10 Wednesday morning. TSC police confirmed a person fired shots toward the HSS building, then sped off down West Pensacola Street. About an hour and a half later, the university announced that the area was safe. According to authorities, no one was injured and no property was damaged. TSC Police Chief Sean McGovern stated that situations like this are rare for the college, college, and their top priority is keeping the campus secure. He said there will be a large police presence on campus over the next few days as the investigation continues. The university was not placed on lockdown, but an emergency alert was sent out to all students, staff, and other employees. Police asked anyone with information to call TPD at 850-201-6100. This is Rachel Anay with your Real Talk 93.3 local news update, brought to you by Macklemore Systems, Tallahassee's go-to Mac store. Check them out online at McLemoreSystems.com.
This is meteorologist Paul Trombley with your Real Talk 93.3 weather update. High temperatures reach up to 53 this afternoon under mainly sunny skies. Winds out of the northeast, 5 to 10 miles per hour. Partly cloudy tonight, lows around 35. A blend of clouds and sun tomorrow. Daytime highs approaching 62. Partly cloudy and dry Sunday and Monday, mid-60s. Sunday, upper 60s by Monday. This report is brought to you by the Lawn Johns. For all your landscaping and lawn care needs, visit thelawnjohns.com. Right now, 49.
Gather around Tallahassee. It's time to fire up the grill and make some unforgettable family memories, courtesy of Hearth and Patio. Whether it's juicy steaks, succulent burgers, or those special family recipe ribs, they've got the grills that will make your backyard the hottest spot in town. From gas to charcoal, they have the perfect grill for every meat lover's dream. Call Hearth and Patio today, where the quality of your cookout is their passion. Give them a call today, 850-727-4282. That's 850-727-4282, or online at hearthpatiotallahassee.com.
There he is. Haven't seen this guy since, what was it? Oh, shoot. U2 at the Sphere in Las Vegas, baby.
Hey, how about that, man? Wasn't that fun?
Good show. Good show. Everything about it. Nearly perfect. Nearly perfect.
I had everything I could possibly want.
I wanted one thing, couldn't find it, and I looked everywhere. No Cubans.
What do you mean?
No Cubans.
There was Cubans.
No, I didn't see any Cubans.
Dude, I'm sure there was Cubans there. I mean,
No. I walked around. There was a moment right before the show. I thought, got to find some Cubans. Nothing.
Dude, there's Cubans. There was Cubans. I'm sure there was Cubans.
In Las Vegas?
In Las Vegas.
No Cubans in Vegas.
There's Cubans in Vegas, man.
Eddie, there were no Cubans.
Chef.
The sandwich. There were no Cuban sandwiches. You're Cuban. Of course I know there were Cubans there.
Oh, the sandwich. Yeah, no, there probably wasn't many there in Vegas.
No Cubans.
No, not yet.
Gordo's, bringing the flavor and flair of Cuban food to Tallahassee since 1996.
The Jeff Cameron Show is a production of the Warchant.com multimedia network. Check out Warchant.com today for the latest news inside Florida State athletics. That's Warchant.com. Now, back to Jeff on Real Talk 93.3.
Let's do this thing. Little red zone action. Tommy, if you would, it is time to hear that wonderful little montage you put together for said red zone. Fire it up, baby.
Welcome to the majesty.
Every freaking rep.
The elegance.
To win the game. Oh, he hits the upright. It's no good.
You have entered.
Someone burned down the funeral home. You burnt the funeral home.
Lives will be changed.
Sideline. Touchdown. Unbelievable.
Mothers will cry.
When you see your players give all that they have and you lose that way, it's tough.
Legacies are etched into eternity.
I know who I am.
North, South Dakota was his brother from West Virginia.
This is the Red Zone.
That's good to know.
Let's do it up. Artisan Financial Strategies and my man, Adam Tolliver, fellow Knoll, diehard, really good at his job, really, really good. He and his team at Artisan Financial Strategies, financial planning, estate and legacy planning, risk management, investment management, business succession, exit strategy, all the good stuff, scoring in the retirement red zone. We do it every week on a Libations Friday. Today is no different. First down, Tom, what do you got?
All right, in the spirit of looking at Florida State's 10 football seasons and where we've been.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Over
or under 6.5 wins next year.
Over, baby. We're starting low here. Coming out the box on
we're gonna have
first down.
So in our previous 10 seasons after next year, we will have
a winning record.
6 winning seasons against 4 losing seasons.
Yes,
okay.
yes.
All right. Second down.
All right, second down.
Over or under 7.5 wins for Florida State.
Ooh, it's getting meaty. I'm gonna go over.
Okay,
I'm gonna go over.
Would you put a wager on that? Vegas odds 7.5. What are you playing it?
Yeah, I could get good plus odds if I take 8. Yeah.
Okay.
I think I'm getting plus odds, pretty good plus odds there. I'll have to look at that. But yeah, it's the number. Don't go third down 8.5 because I'm going under if you do. This is the optimistic version of W's and L's in the red zone here.
Third down, I'm calling timeout.
Okay.
Collecting my thoughts.
Yep. All right. Got it.
You ran the defense that I didn't want to see.
Okay. There we go.
Let's reconsider.
Yeah. Reconsider here.
Third down. Confidence level 1 to 5.
Ooh. Okay.
In Florida State's kicking game next year.
Oh, very confident. That's a 4.
And that counts punting as well. So I'm counting.
Well, look, you're going to take a step back from near perfection from our 2 specialists a year ago. You probably will, but we got a thunder-footed kid right behind him.
He's thunder-footed.
He's got a leg now.
Kyle Brenza had a thunder leg too.
Yeah, I know. I get it. He's got a big, big leg, and I have seen him consistently perform in practice. I'm going to be a 4.
A 4.
A 4.
That would be important, especially if you're at the margin at 7.5.
Yeah, we're in the margins. That's for sure.
Okay. All right.
A 4. I feel good about it. This is a very positive red zone today on Libations Friday so far. I'm going over on the 2 totals you gave me. I like our special teams next year. Yeah.
Okay, so here's a question before 4th down. Are you going to any other games this weekend for baseball? Or are you just going today?
Don't know. I kind of plan it out as I go. Why?
Well, it impacts the question and me setting a number.
I'm likely to go to at least one more. Yeah, usually I try to go to 2 or 3.
Okay.
I went to all 3 the last time, but yeah.
I can make it simple. Here's what I'll do.
Mm-hmm.
Greater total. The amount of runs that Florida State starters give up this weekend in the 3-game series. What's going to be the higher number? Either that or...
Okay, so wait the starting rotation.
Yes, the starting rotation for Florida State, the 3 guys, the 3 lefties.
How many runs do they give up?
Right. What is the greater total number? That total that they give up in terms of earned runs.
Right, got it.
Or the amount of beers you enjoy tonight at Hauser.
Oh, well, that's going to be over for me.
You are the higher total?
I'm the higher total for sure. Well, at Hauser?
Yeah.
I don't get loose at Hauser. I mean, I got, I'm driving home, so I can't get crazy at Hauser.
Okay, pregame plus Hauser. Because that is the the tailgate plus Hauser.
I still think it would be me, because if I have, say, 3 or 4 beers, that's more runs than that's more than they're going to. Yeah. I think that's right.
Have you ordered a beer at Hauser yet?
No, I didn't have any beers at Hauser last weekend.
You're a rich man.
I had 0. I had 0. I didn't have nary a drop of alcohol at Hauser last weekend for the 3 games. And I didn't have any on Tuesday when we played USF. I'm steady out here watching sober FSU baseball, buddy. Well, I remember every detail, including that poor catcher wearing one in the boys.
Well, I guess, part of the reason I'm asking, if I wasn't recovering from sickness, I'd join you today.
Yeah, because it's beautiful.
It is. But the 3rd hour is recorded. It's in your podcast feeds right now.
You can already listen to it
under the bonus hour header.
That's right. I had some errands to run before we had the trip out to the ballpark. Plus, it's Libations Friday, and it's a bonus hour anyhow.
Well, that's errands to run, aka tails to gate.
Perhaps. I do actually have to run an errand before going to Hauser and enjoying a cold, frosty beer on a Friday.
Well, you got to stop for the beer. Yes. But I figured since you gave yourself a little bit of time before the 5 p.m. first pitch, it would be a fair question.
It is, yeah. It's funny. The problem with beer at a Florida State baseball game is it's $105. And then secondly, I would tell you that with Florida State baseball, it's a team I cover as well as root for, right? So I'm going to have to talk about this. It's a little bit different than when I'm at a spring training Pirates game where it's like, the result doesn't matter and I don't really need to study it, and I'm not driving. I can get loose at a Pirates spring training game. A little less so at a Florida State baseball game. I got to know what the hell happened and why. And again, like I said, I'm driving to and fro from the game. So that's very different than the spring training games that we go to where we don't drive anywhere and then enjoy ourselves at the ballpark for an exhibition game.
There will be a crawl or 2 that I'm informally hosting just for friends this year, where we'll start at my place downtown and then we will meander.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm in on that.
That's a good day right there.
That is a good day. I am on. Listen, and it's not like Bob will be pissed Jeff isn't answering his chat questions in a recorded hour 3. Did I answer everybody's questions? I better double check that. Hijinks said, afternoon, gentlemen. What is the first image you think of when thinking about FSU football? His is 2012 FSU versus Clemson, Winky to Menace.
That's probably 02.
Yeah,
That's
I was
probably
going
a typo.
to say that's not 2012. Oh, by the way, Hijinks, I'm going to give you a lot of credit. You brought up a game in which yours truly was doing the color for Armed Forces Radio.
Yeah, what year was that? That couldn't have even been 02, right? Because Winky would have been gone by then.
Well, let's see. Winky won the 99 national championship. And then was it, what year was that? All I know is I did the color for that game for the Armed Forces Network.
2000.
Yeah, it's 2000. Okay.
Yeah.
One of the coolest things I've ever had the privilege to do. And it was all because the late, great Lee Bone got sick and he got a call from a guy who got sick is what I should say. And he couldn't do the color. And he said, you got anybody there that you trust to do color for football? And he was like, yeah, my guy, my afternoon show host. I was like, okay, I'm in the booth. Let's go.
The first thing I can remember about Florida State football image-wise is the Erector set on ABC with Keith Jackson on the call. The overhead Goodyear blimp shot.
Mm-hmm.
That's the first image I can remember. That's probably 92.
My first images are way back in the late 70s, early 80s. I would say when my dad started taking me to games in like 1980. 6 years before you were
coming
born.
up on your 50th year soon.
It's crazy, man. Final hour forthcoming. Stay with you guys. Have a great weekend too. Hey, let me tell you about my friends at Tried and True Consulting, a Seminole-owned business that's